Hey everybody. So my name's Dan, and I've been kicking around this idea. I watch YouTube and other um, platforms, and I guess I found two roads kind of intersecting, with one being my life and my livelihood, and two being I guess the more along the information lines um, for subscriptions in this and other platforms. And um, when I saw that happen, I thought, I'm already kind of doing that. Uh, um, I'm a big proponent of Yelp and helping people out by giving reviews, what be it good or bad, and um, for various reasons, uh, for how we spend our hard-earned money, where it goes today. And there's a lot of people, I'm sure more than we know and realize, that are struggling right now and are on the verge of some of these conclusions or new chapters in their lives. And they could be people who are living next to us and that we never know. Um, anyway, I thought I would try make an attempt, and this is, I think, my fourth, at making a series of videos, because I realized after thinking about it, it's too much content for one video. I either don't want to try to squeeze everything in there or don't want to miss anything, because it's supposed to be informative. And so I'm not going to ramble anymore. We all know why people get on here. It's to talk and give their opinions, or to entertain, or whatever, or educate. And um, I'm in a certain chapter in my life right now where I it's difficult, because I can see some things coming that are unavoidable. And the best case scenario is that I have to sit and watch a train wreck happen. So I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. I like to be in control and or be the one driving the bus, if you will, with my life. I try to make, the best, the wise decisions with things. And, well, I guess just here it is. So I've been living in Oregon for almost 3 years now. And, it was an opportunity to move here by means of a work transition at the time, a relocation. And, um, that was in a different industry that I'm going to be talking about today. But um, anyway, that's how I landed over here. I'm originally from Idaho, born and raised. So, but I've always, went through Oregon, visited Oregon, love Oregon. It's beautiful here. There's a lot of things to do. And um, my children are all adults now, grown. So it's just me here. So I got over here, and I ended up needing a job in a different industry. So I landed a job with as a driver for a DSP for Amazon. And I went through the application interview, onboarding process, all of that. Took about a week. And so it came down to my first day of driving, and they management sent me out with what they call a driver helper, or a driver trainer, whatever they call it. And we got in an accident that night, and I had pulled into a driveway and couldn't see to back out, and asked him for help, and was backing out and struck by another vehicle. And long story short, workers' compensation is involved. My back's all messed up. I can't work. I can barely manage to do the things around here in a timely manner in my place. I'm in a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort, and it's not being managed because I haven't been able to get an appointment with a DO. If you know, that's a doctor of orthopedics. So this whole process with workers' compensation has to, there's many moving parts, but that has to be, they have to, not only do they have to happen in order, but they have to happen with certain people attending at the time, or in certain areas. For instance, I'm at the end of my allotted visits with the chiropractor. Now the chiropractor who I have chosen and been seeing isn't in their, I guess you'd call it, network, or their pool of people who they solicit services from when there's an accident. So, and I would have never known, because they're just telling me that now when I chose one. But so my allotted visits are up with him, and now they decided to put me in a managed care program, which means I have to see people in this pool of professionals. And so anyway, there's steps of procedure is what I'm trying to say. And coming to the end of my visits with him, so this happened the first part of November, and we're now almost Christmas, so a month and a half. I'm not feeling any better. And he can't, as a chiropractor, prescribe anything. He doesn't have a prescription pad or license. So trying to manage the pain has been, I'm like done with it now. I'm tired of dealing with it and having to try to function with it and everything. And here's the revelation. So if you decide that you want to come and try to live in Oregon, I would discourage you against that, because there's a good possibility that you're going to get hurt. People do every day. Depending on what you do for work, your risk, is higher or lower. Bear with me. I'm going to try to, you're probably going to see me moving around a lot because I'm uncomfortable already. And I might stop and, break it up into 2 videos. I don't know yet, but, so that's one big reason why employment. If some people don't know, Oregon is a no fault state. So as far as that goes, something happens at work and it's the company you work for, it's their fault, you can't sue them. Well, you can't. Okay, you can, but there's you have to go a certain way, let's just say, different way than where I'm at. So I guess that'd be a better way to say it. In my story today, I can't sue the employer, even if I feel it's their fault through this driver trainer, whatever. I can't sue them. So, yes, it happened on the job. Yes, this workers' compensation insurance is there and in place. And yes, that's the process I'm in right now. So, in starting and going to the chiropractor, he starts asking me certain questions about, hey, do you have a workers' compensation attorney? And I'm like thinking, like, why the heck would I need a workers' compensation attorney? Well, I found out. So the short story is that workers' compensation in this company, SAFE, who provides the policy for the business who is employing me, excuse me, they don't have my best interest in mind, or anybody else who has a claim with them. They have their own agenda, and I'm not going to speak about that because I don't know all of it. And that's it. While they're required to go through, jump through these hoops, as far as my care and whatever else that's outlined, so be it. But if there's any money to be had, they are the first ones in line to get it, to recover any monies to offset or replace the cost of what they've paid out for my rehabilitation, my care, whatever. So, during this time, and because I filed a workers' compensation claim, I'm only entitled to a third of the wages of my normal wages. A third of my normal wages. I can't work because of the extent of my injuries to my back. Even light duty stuff. Like I stand most of the day in my house because it hurts to sit for that period of time. I can't find a position that provides me relief, is what I'm saying. Therefore, I haven't been able to go even back to work for light duty. They offered me light duties, and I can't do it. That's how much the pain and discomfort I'm in and have been dealing with. And so, if there was a way, which I've sat and thought for hours about it, you have to report that money. If you're also receiving benefits from an agency like the Oregon Department of Employment, unemployment insurance, you have to report that. Not only do you have to report it, but it comes off of the 1/3 a month. So you're only allowed to earn a third of your normal pay. So what does that look like? Well, let's say I get $100. Well, I'm not going to run the numbers, but anyway, that other income would be deducted from what you're currently making, and because you'd have to report it, and so you'd still only get a third of what you'd be making at this first job that I got hurt at. Now, I mean, would I say that I have a little bit of debt? Yes, I do. I've got a lot more debt because of not being able to work for a month and a half. Um, I was doing all right, and I was making my bills, and I was paying off that debt, that small amount of debt. That's why I bought the motorcycle that I did, because I was okay. Um, anyway, through this process, you have to you have to see a DO, which is a doctor of orthopedics, and that's what I'm waiting to do next. In working and talking to these people who I've had to have contact with because of appointments or whatnot, um, everything that I've seen that SAFE has provided to me for informational purposes has been propaganda. So they want to send out this feeling that they're there to help you, and they are to a certain degree, but that's not the underlying motive. I just want to be clear about that. That's why that's why it was recommended to me to get a workers' compensation attorney. Um, so anyway, we're at the point in the process now where I'm not feeling good yet, or even better. So I have to I have to go find a DO and get him to act as kind of a general contractor in this process, in finding me help either outside of it or within his capabilities. Maybe have another discussion about the x-rays, maybe get even an MRI to look deeper into why I'm not feeling better yet after all the chiropractic. Anyway, what it boils down to, I guess the gist of it is, because I'm going on 18 minutes here, the gist of it is I have dealt with the Oregon Unemployment Department and these guys, the workers' compensation. SAFE is the biggest. I can't remember if it was in the Pacific Northwest or in Oregon, biggest insurance company around. In light of that, talking about we just have experienced the loss of that CEO from United Healthcare, who I dealt with them firsthand when I was still living down in Florida, and I had to have insurance, and that was terrible. So, I understand that, and now being over here, I'm understanding this, and I'm just telling you, like, not only is Florida listed as the most expensive state to live in the United States, it's also the highest taxed as far as income in the United States. It's the highest cost of living in the United States. And then you have all of this to deal with. If something should happen to you, because here's the caveat, if you will, to this. I think people, including me, get the wrong idea sometimes, or maybe they have the right idea, and they're sorely disappointed because of what they find. These programs are supposed to be in place to help people, right? And they do to a certain extent. The problem is they don't help people till it's too late, right? Like in my situation, I've been paying rent and bills. The only way I could balance my money, because I had a small nest egg, was to pay some bills on credit cards, because I don't have the 1/3 income coming in ain't cutting it, and it never did, and it never will. Even if you were debt free, it wouldn't cut it. So that being said, you're still sinking. You're just slowly sinking. It's kind of like the whole frog in the boiling water type of scenario. You know, he doesn't feel it till it's boiling, and then by then it's too late. So the programs here, there's nothing that will help me besides getting further into debt and hoping that I can get out. Because I've sat here and I've thought about all these scenarios, you know, of what's available to me and whatever. They do not help you until you're already homeless. They do not help you until you're already starving. They do not help you. They will not provide anything for you. You could have lived here for 20 years and paid a little bit extra in your power bill every month that you can donate like they ask. Turn around, something happened to you in that 21st year where you need help back from them, and it's not available to you. There's no money available to you until you reach a certain level of distress, right? That's after you've lost everything. Then they can step in and say, well, now here's the programs that are open to you, and they're abundant. But you have to be homeless or carless or already starving for somebody to help you. How messed up is that? Why can't people who are in the power, who have the power to change that, see what I'm seeing and how messed up it is and how much it needs to change? And I'm guessing that, you know, this has been going on for years, probably decades, who knows? That's, if that gives you an idea without me saying it straight out, that's where I'm at. In February, first part of February, my lease will be up, and because I can't afford to live here anymore. Like I said, I've been paying rent on a credit card, and I hate that. I'm not proud of that, but I don't have anything else to do. I don't have anywhere else to go. Like, what are my choices inside of that? So I stop paying and I move out. Stop paying my rent and I move out. So then now it's going to affect my credit too, which means I won't be eligible some places, or might not be eligible some places to stay here, to ever rent a place in this area again. So yeah, like, that's what it is. There's a chance and a possibility that you're gonna run into that. Man, my face is fat in this picture. After you move here, don't move here. Come visit. Buy you a timeshare on the coast. Whatever you have to do to come visit, but don't live here. It's pretty much been in every aspect of my life, in signing up for something, or, you know, be it insurance or registering a vehicle, or like, it's super expensive. It really is. And then you've got all of this garbage that I'm talking about on top of it, that's there to eat your lunch. So, I don't know what I'll do. I don't know what'll happen, but I'm still in the process. of the workers' compensation, working through it, but um, it's pretty defeating when you, like I said, when you think about these programs and stuff and the stuff in place. It's there to help you to a certain degree, it does, but at the same time, they're, behind the curtain trying to trip you up. I understand there's people out there who are taking advantage of the system. I get it. Maybe in this case, since they're doing my last job, I had to have a background check, a credit check, this and, just to have a job. So maybe you should be doing that with these other agencies who are paying out these monies, be it assistance or whatever, and vetting people, having a vetting process to know who they're giving the money to. Because there's people out here like me who could use the money before the disaster happens, right? Not after. Who have worked all their life. I know about the people living off of the systems. I know about it. I'm not one of them, and none of my family is either. So I know my moral compass is good. It's an unfortunate thing that has happened, and I could use some help from some of those agencies, like I said before, a disaster. But it's just not there. And if it is, I haven't run across it or found it. So let me know. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all again, and then I guess we'll try to finish out this topic and then talk about some other things about living in Oregon. I hate to sound like a downer on it. Like I said, I think it itself has changed. It has turned into a tourist destination, if you will. The powers that be locally and whatever have made it this way. I don't understand how people, you got to have a crap ton of money or be making a crap ton of money to be able to deal with some of the stuff here that happens and goes on and just everyday living. It was already the highest in the country to live before they started manipulating the interest rate. So now it ranges anywhere from $100 to $150 every week to 2 weeks for me to buy groceries. Every time I walk in that store, it doesn't matter what I buy. It's $150 to $200. I don't do, because it's just me, I don't do regular grocery shopping, like go in and get a grocery cart and have this great big list and fill up my cart and then check out, and then in a week later I do it again. That's not what I do. I waste more that way than any other way that I've found. So because it's just me, most meals and recipes are based on a 4-person house or a 4-person family. What I do is I've picked some of the my more favorite recipes, if you will, and I'll rotate them. So like right now in there, I'm finishing off a great big crock pot of chili beans that I made, I think it was almost a week ago. And then last night I started a great big pot of spaghetti. So those are things that last for me in the fridge, for one. And does it get old sometimes? Yeah, it does. Some people don't mind reruns, other people hate them. But beggars can't be choosers. I'm not picky. At least it's one of my favorites. So it's not like, I'm making a meal like every night or every other night, a different meal. That just doesn't work for me in this place. Um, and there for a while, I was doing the fresh veggie thing where they dump the box off at your place of fresh fruits and vegetables, and then you could add on extras, whatever. That was great, and and everything was awesome, but it kind of got a little bit repetitive. I did it for a couple months, I think it was. And the other reason I did it was because I got tired of buying the garbage that they're selling us at the stores. Already, I mean, it wasn't even in your fridge. Sometimes, I'm not exaggerating, sometimes it only been in there 12 hours. And you'd find mold on it or whatever. Or it had started to wither. And it pissed me off. And so I decided to give somebody else a chance. And I did the box thing. And like I said, it was all right, but there was a lot of prep. You couldn't just throw the stuff in your fridge. You had to rinse it, let it soak, separate it, bag it. Because if you didn't, you're wasting about $63 there. I think it was 63 just for the basic bundle. So anyway, I had to try something that fit my certain situation, and my house, but it's bare bones. I don't go or buy anything that I don't have to because of the situation I'm in. And I didn't put myself in that. That's the shitty part of it, is I didn't put myself in that situation. I was involved in the situation, but because of somebody else's lack of, I don't know, good decision making is the nice way to say it. Now I'm in this situation. And while it might not mess up the rest of my life, it's very well sure going to put a big pothole in the road. And I don't know how I'm going to handle that or what I'm going to do yet, but we're going on 33 minutes, and I said I was going to split this up, so I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.